Welcome to the channel. No one saw this coming. Gwyneth Paltrow has finally broken her silence on Gene Hackman. After all these years, what she revealed has left everyone stunned. Many anticipated a scandalous remark or hidden truths from behind the scenes, but instead, Paltrow shared a deeply personal insight that only a select few can truly grasp. So, what did she reveal? And why the long silence? If you're eager to unravel the mysteries behind the chilling death of Gene Hackman and his wife, stay tuned for every key detail. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel for all the latest updates. At this point, no one could have predicted what Gwyneth Paltrow would say about Gene Hackman. After years of silence, she's finally spoken out, but her revelation took everyone by surprise. Many anticipated a controversial remark or some behind-the-scenes secrets, but instead, Paltrow shared a deeply personal perspective that only a few truly comprehend. So, what exactly did she say? And why wait so long to speak up? Let's dive in and uncover the truth. Gene Hackman, a true Hollywood legend, is celebrated as one of the industry's most iconic figures. With his magnetic presence and immense talent, Hackman wasn't just a star. He was a force in American cinema. Boasting 2 Academy Awards, Hackman cemented his status as one of the greatest actors of all time, renowned for his deeply authentic portrayals. Even when playing unlikable characters, he had a unique ability to make his roles compelling, leaving audiences captivated and unable to resist admiring him. One of Hackman's most unforgettable performances came in The Royal Tenenbaums, where he portrayed a controlling, scheming, and washed-up father, sharing the screen with Gwyneth Paltrow. The film brought accolades to both Hackman and Paltrow, with Hackman winning a Golden Globe for Best Actor in a Motion Picture, Musical, or Comedy. Yet, despite this triumph, Hackman made the surprising decision to step away from Hollywood while still at the height of his career. Hackman left the film industry abruptly, with no public announcement or explanation. He quietly retired to New Mexico, embracing a life of solitude and making rare public appearances. When he passed away, his death was mourned by many in Hollywood, including Clint Eastwood, who had worked alongside Hackman in Unforgiven. Clint remembered Hackman as an actor with a fierce, instinctive power in his performances, and expressed a deep sense of loss, as Hackman had been a close and valued friend. Morgan Freeman, who collaborated with Hackman in Unforgiven and Under Suspicion, shared unforgettable stories, praising Hackman's immense talent as an actor. Francis Ford Coppola also paid tribute, calling him a great artist who was both inspiring and exceptional. Viola Davis, among others, honored Hackman for his unique ability to portray characters with both strength and vulnerability, cementing his legacy as one of Hollywood's finest. After Hackman's passing, Gwyneth Paltrow remained silent, sparking curiosity among fans about whether there had been any tension between the two in the past. Hackman was known for his serious demeanor, leading some to wonder if his attitude had ever created discomfort for those around him, including Paltrow. The mystery surrounding her silence only fueled speculation about their relationship. Gene Hackman, born Eugene Allen Hackman in 1930 in San Bernardino, California, had a childhood marked by hardship, including being abandoned by his father at a young age and later enlisting in the United States Marine Corps. While Hackman kept his personal life largely out of the spotlight, the challenges he faced in his early years likely shaped the emotionally distant characters he often portrayed. His tough on-screen persona was not just a role, but a reflection of the resilience and strength that defined his real-life character. At 16, Hackman lied about his age to join the United States Marine Corps, where he learned discipline and resilience. However, despite his role as a field radio operator, he soon realized the military wasn't his path. After leaving the service, Hackman faced uncertainty, struggling to find direction. In his late 20s, he enrolled at the Pasadena Playhouse, where he met Dustin Hoffman, another actor navigating his own career challenges. Though both were seen as unlikely to succeed, Hackman and Hoffman defied expectations, proving their teachers wrong. Hackman's early career was marked by obstacles, with him taking on supporting roles in television, often portraying villains or law enforcement officers, roles that mirrored his tough real-life persona. However, Hackman wasn't content with staying in that mold. He worked to expand his range and showcase his versatility. After a series of smaller roles, Hackman finally had his major breakthrough in 1967, marking the start of his rise in Hollywood. The release of Bonnie and Clyde on August 13, 1967, was a game-changer for Hackman's career. His portrayal of Buck Barrow earned him his first Oscar nomination for Best Supporting Actor. This performance catapulted Hackman into the spotlight, drawing the attention of Hollywood producers and establishing him as a rising star. In 1971, Hackman gave one of the standout performances of his career as Detective Jimmy "Popeye" Doyle in The French Connection. Unlike the typical Hollywood hero, Popeye was rude, violent, and aggressive, but it was this unconventional portrayal that earned Hackman the Oscar for Best Actor. The French Connection remains one of the most iconic films of his career, cementing his status as a legendary actor. The French Connection wasn't just another role for Hackman. It marked a defining moment in his career. His portrayal of Detective Popeye Doyle, inspired by real-life agents Eddie Egan and Gros, who exposed an international heroin trafficking ring, set him apart. Hackman brought the story to life with an intensity that made a lasting impact, leaving a significant mark on cinematic history. Yet, at the height of his success, Hackman made the bold decision to explore new genres, shifting the direction of his acting career. In an interview about this career shift, Hackman explained that he knew he had succeeded when his roles became more varied. Having tackled the challenges of his earlier roles, he felt it was time to embrace new ones. After portraying Detective Popeye, Hackman ventured into a different genre with his iconic role as Lex Luthor in Superman, 1978, blending humor with menace and cunning with charm. He then showcased his versatility in Mississippi Burning, portraying an FBI agent investigating civil rights murders. Each role was a powerful demonstration of his raw emotion and skill, further cementing Hackman's reputation as one of Hollywood's greatest actors. In 2001, Hackman starred alongside Gwyneth Paltrow in The Royal Tenenbaums. Known for his immense talent and dedication, Hackman also had a reputation for being impatient, straightforward, and at times, difficult. This demeanor made some of his co-stars, including Paltrow, feel uneasy during their scenes together. However, it was Hackman's rigorous approach to acting that set him apart from the typical Hollywood star. He wasn't interested in fame. His focus was entirely on his craft, which allowed him to stay calm and deliver remarkable performances. In 2004, Hackman appeared in Welcome to Mooseport, a light comedy. While his performance was still praised, the film's plot didn't leave a lasting impact on audiences. Some saw it as a lackluster farewell to an iconic career, while others hoped he'd return for a more fitting role. However, Welcome to Mooseport ended up being Hackman's final film, and he chose to retire from acting without any prior explanation or warning. When asked about his decision, Hackman simply stated that Hollywood had changed. After retiring, Hackman embraced a quiet life in New Mexico, staying out of the public eye and rarely discussing his career. Unlike the typical Hollywood star, Hackman left an indelible mark on film history with his unforgettable roles. His love for privacy, discipline, and authenticity defined his career. Whether rude, intimidating, or humorous, Hackman's honesty in each performance earned him a special place in the hearts of his fans, solidifying his legacy as one of the greatest actors of his time. When Gene Hackman passed away at the age of 94, alongside his wife Betsy, at their home in New Mexico, their deaths sent shockwaves through the public and sparked many questions. Hackman's cause of death was confirmed as heart failure linked to Alzheimer's disease, while his wife died from pulmonary syndrome caused by the HAAV virus, which is transmitted through rodents. Their bodies were discovered in February 2025, a revelation that stunned both the public and the entertainment industry. Hackman's career was honored with tributes from colleagues and fans, but his loss was deeply mourned. As details surrounding the deaths of Hackman and his wife emerged, numerous contradictions and controversies began to surface, casting doubt on the circumstances of their passing. One major question arose over the inconsistency regarding Betsy's date of death. The official report stated she passed away on February 11, 2025, but Dr. Josiah Child, head of Cloudberry Health in Santa Fe, claimed Betsy had an appointment scheduled for February 12th. The doctor noted that during their call, Betsy showed no signs of shortness of breath, yet she failed to show up for the appointment. This discrepancy raised serious doubts about the accuracy of the reported date of her death. When Betsy's body was discovered, there were signs suggesting she had been deceased for some time, including indications of embalming and bloating. Furthermore, the Hackman family refused to release the autopsy report or any investigative records related to the deaths of both Gene and Betsy. This sparked widespread speculation and heightened public interest in the circumstances surrounding their deaths. Some believe the family might want to protect personal health struggles or private matters, while others speculated there could be a cover-up or hidden motives behind the true cause of their deaths. The inconsistencies surrounding Betsy's time of death and the actual timeline of her passing fueled theories of a possible cover-up. Jesse Kessler, who had worked for the Hackman family for 16 years, revealed that he encountered numerous difficulties in trying to contact the family and arrange a health check for the couple. After being unable to reach them, Kessler went to their home with a security guard, where he discovered the bodies of both Hackman and Betsy. Meanwhile, Hackman's daughter, Leslie Ann Allen Hackman, stated that she wasn't informed of her father's condition until she found his body. These unresolved details have left many questions unanswered, deepening the mystery and sparking widespread speculation about the true circumstances surrounding the deaths of Gene Hackman and his wife. Authorities confirmed that Gene Hackman's children were also not informed about his death, which raised significant concerns about the circumstances surrounding the actor's passing. For many years, Gwyneth Paltrow, who had worked closely with Hackman, never spoke of him in interviews, memoirs, or even casual conversations. She appeared to carefully avoid mentioning his name, leading the public to wonder about their relationship. However, after Hackman's death, Paltrow finally broke her silence and spoke out, leaving many eager to hear what she had to say. Gwyneth Paltrow started her film career in the early 90s with her debut in Shout, released in 1991. Born into a Hollywood family, her mother, Blythe Danner, was an actress, and her father, Bruce Paltrow, was a respected film director in the 70s. Despite their influence, Gwyneth had to forge her own path in the industry. After Shout, she landed a small but memorable role in Hook, 1991, followed by supporting parts in Malice and Flesh and Bone, 1993. Gwyneth Paltrow's breakout role came in 1995 with David Fincher's SE7N, where she portrayed Tracy, the wife of Brad Pitt's detective character. The success of this film catapulted her into the Hollywood spotlight. She continued to rise with notable roles, including her critically acclaimed performance as Emma in Emma, 1996. However, the pinnacle of her career arrived when she played Viola in Shakespeare in Love, a performance that earned her the Academy Award for Best Actress. Like and subscribe to the channel to catch the captivating story of Gwyneth Paltrow's journey from her breakout role in C7N to winning the Oscar for Shakespeare in Love. With her Golden Globe and Academy Award wins, Gwyneth Paltrow solidified her place as one of Hollywood's biggest stars. She became a highly sought-after leading actress, integral to the film industry. By the time the Royal Tenenbaums came around, her career was firmly established, making her one of the top names in Hollywood. Gwyneth Paltrow continued to diversify her career by taking on roles in various genres, including romantic comedies and dramas. One of her standout performances was in The Talented Mr. Ripley, where she played the wealthy and naive fiancé of Jude Law. While she was one of the most in-demand actresses of the 90s, not all of her films achieved commercial success. This prompted Paltrow to seek out roles with stronger, more complex character traits. A major turning point in her career came with The Royal Tenenbaums, where she made a bold shift from romantic leads to portraying an eccentric character, marking a complete departure from her previous roles. In The Royal Tenenbaums, Paltrow portrayed Margot Tenenbaum, a cold, witty character who expertly suppresses her emotions. With her bold eyeliner and bob haircut, Margot became one of Paltrow's most iconic roles, defining the aesthetic of an era. After this film, Paltrow moved away from chasing blockbuster success, instead focusing on smaller films and personal projects that showcased her talent. Between 2002 and 2005, she earned numerous awards and, in 2008, married Chris Martin, the lead singer of Coldplay. Paltrow's career took a significant turn when she joined the Marvel Cinematic Universe, beginning with her role as Pepper Potts in Iron Man. The film was a massive success, and her portrayal of Tony Stark's assistant and love interest became one of the most iconic roles of her career. She went on to reprise her role in the Avengers films and Avengers Endgame, solidifying her influence in Hollywood cinema and further cementing her place in the MCU legacy. Before joining the Royal Tenenbaums, Gwyneth Paltrow had already earned several prestigious awards. After the film's release, she chose to step back from Hollywood, shifting her focus away from acting. Despite this, she left an indelible mark on the industry and can proudly claim her place as one of Hollywood's most successful stars. The Royal Tenenbaums was not just a successful film, but also a collaboration between Hollywood heavyweights like Gene Hackman and director Wes Anderson. Anderson, known for his unique visual style and deadpan humor, made his films stand out. However, despite his distinctive approach, Anderson couldn't always fully control his lead actors. Hackman, though never openly boasting about his legendary career, wielded more influence than he was willing to admit. His dominant presence was felt on every set, including the Royal Tenenbaums, where his impact was unmistakable. Gwyneth Paltrow had memorable experiences on the set of the Royal Tenenbaums, yet oddly, it's a topic she rarely discusses. While Paltrow has openly shared the highs and lows of her career and her experiences with co-stars, she seldom speaks about Gene Hackman. Her silence regarding her time working with Hackman has raised many questions. One possible explanation could be a deep respect and professional courtesy toward Hackman, who was known for being very private. However, it's also possible there's an untold story about their relationship and the making of this iconic film. The Royal Tenenbaums was not just a successful film, but also a collaboration between Hollywood giants like Gene Hackman and director Wes Anderson. Known for his unique visual style and deadpan humor, Anderson's films stood out for their distinctiveness. However, despite his signature approach, Anderson couldn't always fully control his lead actors. Hackman, though never openly boasting about his legendary career, had a much greater influence than he let on. His dominant presence was felt on every set, including the Royal Tenenbaums, where it was impossible to ignore the power he brought to the production. Hackman, adhering to an old-school approach, was frustrated by Anderson's more relaxed directing style, particularly his tolerance for multiple takes. Hackman's impatience with Anderson's method grew, eventually escalating into open hostility. Crew members reported that Hackman openly berated Anderson on set, telling him to stop being childish and pull up your pants. The tension wasn't confined to just the director-actor dynamic. It spilled over, affecting other actors on set as well, creating an atmosphere of discomfort among the cast and crew. Bill Murray, who played Raleigh St. Clair in the film, attempted to mediate between Hackman and Anderson. Having worked with Anderson before, Murray defended the young director and tried to keep the atmosphere light on set, but most of his efforts proved unsuccessful. Hackman's behavior didn't just affect Anderson, it also had an impact on the younger actors, including Gwyneth Paltrow. His tension-filled presence created an uncomfortable environment, which likely affected the overall dynamics of the set. At the time, Paltrow was rising to Hollywood stardom with standout roles in Emma and Shakespeare in Love, which showcased her ability to portray nuanced and emotionally complex characters. However, when she joined the Royal Tenenbaums, Paltrow took on the role of Margot Tenenbaum, a distant and enigmatic adopted daughter, marking a sharp departure from her previous roles. Margot is a withdrawn, melancholic, and conflicted character, vastly different from the manipulative nature of her adoptive father. The strained relationship between Margot and her father, who desperately seeks reconciliation but cannot reach her, creates a complex, emotionally charged dynamic, presenting Paltrow with a fresh challenge in portraying such an eccentric and distant character. Gwyneth Paltrow and Gene Hackman had a tense relationship on the set of the Royal Tenenbaums, but Paltrow didn't acknowledge it for many years. Despite being an Oscar-winning actress, Paltrow consistently avoided discussing her time working with Hackman. While she spoke freely about films like Shakespeare in Love, The Talented Mr. Ripley, and Iron Man, she remained silent when the Royal Tenenbaums came up, unless it was necessary for public relations. Some believe Hackman's behavior on set might be the reason she avoids talking about the film. But could there be other factors at play? One possible reason for Paltrow's silence could be the significant difference in experience and working styles between her and Hackman. Hackman, with decades of experience and a legendary career, was known for being strict and straightforward on set. Paltrow, in her late 20s at the time, may not have had the experience to handle the pressure from an actor like Hackman. This could have created tension not just between them, but also contributed to an overall uneasy atmosphere on the set of the Royal Tenenbaums. Hackman, known for his tough working style, disliked excessive retakes and became frustrated with Wes Anderson's more laid-back approach on the Royal Tenenbaums. This tension created hostility between Hackman and Anderson, and the atmosphere became charged, affecting other actors, including Paltrow. While actors like Bill Murray and Luke Wilson later praised Hackman's professionalism, Paltrow's role as Margot Tenenbaum required her to stay emotionally detached, which might have made the experience more challenging for her compared to the other cast members. Several theories have emerged regarding Paltrow's prolonged silence. One possibility is that she respected Hackman and chose to remain quiet to avoid any controversies that might stem from her reactions to the Hollywood legend. Another theory suggests that Paltrow may not have felt as personally connected to the Royal Tenenbaums as she did with other projects in her career. Regardless, her silence has led many to question whether her experience with Hackman was more difficult than it was for others on set. After many years, Paltrow eventually opened up about her experiences with Hackman and the Royal Tenenbaums. In an interview, she admitted that Hackman demanded excellence from everyone on set. She described the tension between them as a creative conflict that pushed her to confront her own limitations. While Hackman's strictness was challenging, she acknowledged that he helped her grow both professionally and personally. Paltrow remembered him not with hostility, but with deep respect for his legacy and the powerful presence he brought to the set. Despite the challenges on set, The Royal Tenenbaums remains an iconic film and a key part of Gwyneth Paltrow's career. She masterfully portrayed the detachment, elegance, and quiet sadness of Margot Tenenbaum, delivering an unforgettable and striking performance. Gene Hackman's legacy, despite the tense dynamics on set, endures through his powerful performances, leaving a lasting impression on both audiences and colleagues, including Paltrow. Gwyneth Paltrow openly shared a significant experience from the Royal Tenenbaums set, where Hackman criticized her acting performance bluntly. She admitted that the harsh criticism deeply hurt her. However, rather than letting it discourage her, Paltrow chose to view it as a valuable lesson. She realized she needed to put in more effort to bring authenticity to her acting, something she might have overlooked before. This experience not only transformed her approach to her work, but also had a lasting impact on her acting career. Although she had remained silent about Hackman for many years, Paltrow finally broke her silence and acknowledged that Hackman, with his commanding presence, was not only a legendary actor, but also a force of nature in both life and art. She admired his intensity, seeing it as a testament to his unwavering commitment to his craft. In the interview, Paltrow's words affirmed that Hackman left a profound impact on her career, particularly in shaping her portrayal of Margot Tenenbaum in The Royal Tenenbaums. The shift in Paltrow's view of Hackman came after his passing, as public interest in his legacy grew. Paltrow explained that her decision wasn't an abrupt change, but rather a gradual evolution over time. What she had once found difficult to endure became pivotal in redefining both her identity and career. Her change in perspective wasn't just about clarifying their relationship, but also about reaffirming Hackman's enduring legacy in the film industry. Paltrow ended her silence to honor Gene Hackman, not only for his legendary performances, but also for the profound influence he had on his co-stars and the film industry. While Hackman had stepped away from Hollywood to live a private life, he is still remembered as a powerful actor who constantly pushed his fellow actors to reach their best. Paltrow's long silence had sparked much speculation about her relationship with Hackman, but by finally sharing her story, she provides the public with a deeper understanding of the significant impact he had on her career. Ultimately, the question remains whether Gene Hackman has been properly honored in the film industry. Though he chose to step away from Hollywood, his legacy endures through his films and the lasting impact he left behind. While younger generations may not fully comprehend the extent of Hackman's influence on cinema, those who worked with him and his devoted fans continue to revere him as an irreplaceable legend. What do you think about Hackman's passing and Hollywood's response? Was he honored enough? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. See you in the next video.